In this video, we'll learn how to use a potentiometer to control output to something like an LED or a motor. This example will involve an LED. So potentiometers, you can see, only have three input-output pins. It's a very simple device. It's basically a variable resistor. And fortunately for us, it does not really matter too much about what is the resistance of these potentiometers. I've used 10,000 ohm potentiometers and also 1,000 ohm potentiometers, and Arduino does the adjustment for us, so that whatever potentiometer we use, we get a value anywhere between 0 to 255. So here I have my circuit already created with a 1,000 ohm potentiometer, and we can see the light there, Arduino. So we only need about 5 leads. So let me control the potentiometer, and you can see that the light will change brightness, and the other way too. Now if you find that turning the dial clockwise gives you a dimmer light, all you have to do is just swap the leads. So the ones that we're going to swap are the ones on the either side. So this side here on the left to that one on the right. The one in the middle is the important one. That is your signal output from the potentiometer going to Arduino. That tells Arduino how much power you want to control the light with. So this yellow one here, which is the middle one, will go to an analog input, AO to A5. I've chosen AO for this particular example. And for powering the potentiometer, I've got, it doesn't matter if I put the red one on the left or on the right, or the black on the left or the right, but I've just got them connected here to 5 volts and ground. So it doesn't really matter really. I can use 3.3 volts too. Now on the other side here, I have my output to the LED, and so I've chosen black for ground, of course, and white instead of red. I don't have red at the moment, so I'm using white, and that's going from a PWM port, this case number 3. You can see the tilde symbol, so whenever you see a tilde symbol, you know that particular pin output is for PWM, which means pulse width modulation, which allows you to control power output. So that one goes to my little breadboard here, and to control the current to my LED, I've got 2 resistors. One of them is 100 ohms, the other one is 50 ohms, so together 150 ohms. That should keep my current to the LED to under 20 milliohms, and that's how the thing works. So over here the circuit is very straightforward, and the code is very simple. I have defined my variables there, one variable for LED, one variable for potentiometer at AO, digital analog point AO, and I've used a serial monitor to make sure everything is working right. Set my pin modes to outputs and inputs depending on what's going on. So the potentiometer is going to be an input, and for the LED is going to be an output because we're supplying it with power. Now down here we have just get my mouse cursor. Alright, so there's my code. We use the map function to convert the output from the potentiometer into a value between 0 and 255. So that's what you see over here. So whenever we get going in, there's a minimum of 0 and the maximum 1023, and we'll see the serial output there, and that one has been adjusted between 0 and 255. And then we basically say to the LED, your brightness will be based on that adjusted value brightness. And it's always good to have a little bit of a delay, so I've used 1 millisecond here, and that's how it works.